Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Ignition FPV. My name is Hong and today I'll be doing a video about what is inside my FPV bag. So let's first talk about the bag. This bag is a think tank airport heli pack, and this bag is originally made for the DJI Phantom, but I repurposed it for my FPV drones. There is actually a version for the FPV, but then that version is very hard to get, and actually the whole airport heli pack series had been discontinued by Think Tank. So the only way for you to get it is from the used market. And in my opinion, this bag is even better than the Torvo Pitstop Pro. Not necessarily better, but bigger. And for me, that is the major feature of this bag, is its sheer size. So first of all, let's take a look inside. So if you notice, there are no quads on the outside of the bag. That's because all my drones are on the inside of the bag. I have 3 quads. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at this fan. This is a fan. It's a personal fan because I'm from Malaysia and it's a very hot country, and usually when we fly it's in the afternoon, so this fan is very useful for cooling yourself down. Okay, so first let's look at the main compartment. This is the compartment I had sectionalized for my drones. I have 2 5-inch freestyle drones, both of similar build. It's the same frame, TBS Source 1 V4 frame. Okay. So 2 freestyle quads. This is a iFlight ProTech 35. This is my Cinewhoop. I use this for certain jobs. If I am flying close to objects or close to humans, I would use this rather than a 5-inch, which is quite dangerous around humans. This is my friend's one actually. It's a Stan FPV something. Haven't tested it yet. But it fits 4 quads inside here actually. Not 4 full-size quads, but 3 full-size quads and a micro quad, 2-inch. This is a JB Joshua Butler parallel board. This improves your safety while parallel charging. It also prevents you from putting in the balance connectors the wrong way, as it has poly fuses protecting the balance connectors. And also it has automotive fuses for the main leads as well. Okay, so the main compartment is empty. Now let's talk about the rest. Now, the bottom here, this is the bottom section of the bag. So this part, I keep my lipos all at the bottom. These are Rush FPV lipos. This is very good. 6S, 1300 milliamp hours lipos. Should put it here. I have 8 6S lipos for the time being. This is my Hota D6 Pro charger. I always bring this out on the field. Sometimes when you over discharge, and it's best for you to immediately recharge it back. Or sometimes if you can use up all your packs, you can recharge this in the field. You can recharge your batteries in the field using your car battery, or using another battery if you have one. So this is all my 6S. My 4S is here. This 4S is for the ProTech. So all just random brands and models of batteries. These are the 4S. Okay. This is a mosquito repellent. It's made by Johnson. It's a Johnson Off. I'm not sure you can see that. Johnson Off brand. This one you can buy this in 7-Eleven if you're from Malaysia. This is extremely important again if you are in a hot and humid country like Malaysia, because we have a lot of mosquitoes here. Okay, this is my transmitter strap. You can see this is actually a camera strap, but I repurposed it for the transmitter. See, there's a quick release here at the bottom. Why I choose the camera strap instead of a transmitter strap is because even the cheap transmitter strap like this is only 15 ringgit, which is about what, less than $5 US. This is a neoprene strap and it's very thick, very wide, very comfortable. Much more comfortable than any transmitter strap you can get. Only thing is it's a bit big. if you're keeping in the bag. This is the cable for the Hota D6 Pro. For those who don't know, the Hota D6 Pro have a built-in DC power supply up to 200 watts. So if you connect this direct to the wall, you have 200 watts of power for your charger. And if you have an external DC power supply, which I have, you can power it up to 650 watts. So this is extremely useful if you're going for a job, let's say, where you can charge up your packs while waiting between shots. You don't have to carry along your gigantic DC power supply. So this is my Bluetooth speaker. So this is a Soundcore Motion Plus. This is my spare toolbox. As you can see, I have everything, pretty much everything here. As you can see, I have a long nose, I have a cutter, I have a blade, I have some cable ties, I have super glue, I have a wrench, small wrench, multiple size wrench. I have 2.5mm hex driver, 2mm hex driver, 1.5mm hex driver, 1.3mm hex driver, and a multi-size hex driver for backup. And also this is a Phillips driver, which is also multiple tips, multiple bits, and this is a prop tool, 8mm nut driver, and a tweezer. So this is basically all you need to build a quad actually. Just in this box itself. So I'll put this here. Okay, let's talk about my radio. You can see it fits just nice in this compartment here. As you can see, I do not use a 3D printed cover. Most people they do, but my solution is much easier and cheaper. This is just a piece of foam that I cut out. You can see it protects the switches as well, not just the gimbals. And it's also very slim. As you can see, it's quite a tight fit in this compartment. If it's using a 3D printed cover, it might not fit so well. This is just nice. This is a Radio Master TX16S, by the way, for those who don't know. This is one of the best radios you can get for the price, I mean. Of course, some people will argue the best radio you can get would be a Futaba. This is the GoPro 6 battery charger. And this is a Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth earphones. What else is here? This is a spare motor. This is a T-Motor F60 Pro 4 motor, which I use on both my 5-inch quads. They are using the exact same motor, so spares is easier to arrange. And I am currently on digital. So this is the DJI FPV goggles version 2. As you can see, I'm using the iFlight antenna with the iFlight stubbies, which is included, which you can also purchase separately, I guess. But I purchased the bundle package, which is the antenna, which is both the patch antenna and the stubby antenna together in the package. And this is extremely useful because these antennas are much shorter than the original antennas. The original antennas are quite a lot longer. So what this enables you to do is enables me to do is that I can just straight away pack it in my bag. I don't need to remove the antennas. I don't need to worry about the antennas breaking. So I'm using the V2, so there is an included battery. I prefer to mount the battery behind the head strap because I don't like batteries dangling in my pockets. So as you can see, just take off from the back, straight, turn on, and I'm ready to fly. I'm also using prescription glasses in my goggles. So these are 3D printed adapters, and then I just hot glue my lenses on. I have some spare lenses. Okay, so this is my DJI FPV goggles version 2. What else is here in this main compartment? Yes, this is my GoPro compartment. This is a case for the GoPro Hero 9, which I am using to record over here. GoPro Hero 9, let's pretend it's there. This is the GoPro Hero 6. These are for more cinematic work. This is an adapter for the Hero 6 on the Protect. is my GoPro Hero session. This is for when I'm doing more freestyle flying, where I am more likely to crash. I have less worries with this. Even though you can actually see I actually broke the ND filter on the previous flight. Okay, so GoPro. Okay, so now the main compartment is empty. Let's have a look at the accessories compartment. Starting with this lower one here. This is my spares box. Also where I stick all my stickers here. So in this box I have spare antenna, spare wires, spare capacitor, spare screwdriver, spare LiPo reader, spare flight controllers, spare crossfire antennas, spare 3D printed feeds, spare motor bells, spare GPS. All the spare components are all in this little box. It's like a tackle box, fishing tackle box. Put this here. Much space left on this table. This is a micro SD card reader and SD card reader. It goes both USB-A and USB-C, so you can connect it both to your phone or your PC. Or if you want to connect to a MacBook, the latest MacBook all doesn't have USB-A ports, so it's all USB-C ports, so you can connect this to that as well. This is made by Ugreen. It's quite cheap. The speed is not too bad, but it's not exactly the fastest either, but it's fast enough. I get read and write speeds of up to 80 to 90 megabytes per second with this. So Ugreen memory card reader, yeah. It's a brush for when your quad falls into mud or very dirty places. This is what you use to clean up your drone. So, something else here. This is a spare 3D printed mount for the Protec. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this back here because it's a bit limited in space now, the table. Okay, on to the second compartment. This is an Ethics watch screen. This is for when I want to watch my friends who fly analog fly. Some of my friends are still on analog. Some prefer analog because they are racers, but I don't race, so the DJI is good enough for me. So this compartment is a Mamba. This box comes with a Mamba flight controller. So it's quite a nice box. I repurposed it to fit all my TBS ND filters and spare screen protectors here. This is an ND filter case, ND filter set for my Hero 6. It's a cheap China ones. They are golden color and gives off a very weird halo effect if you look into the sun. This is my brand new ND filter set for my Hero 9. This is made by Skyreed. It's a very nice set. Yeah, ND filter set. This is very important if you want to get the motion blur. But of course you also must know how to use it. If you just slap it on your GoPro, the effect might not be the most effective. This is an Ethics card holder for you to organize your memory cards. Spare arms for my TBS Source 1 V4. Batteries for my GoPro 6. Both my GoPro 6 batteries. I have two GoPro 6 batteries here. Okay, the second compartment is now empty. Let's look at the top compartment. And now my table is getting very crowded already. First of all, this is the iFlight power cable. iFlight USB balance connector to USB-C power cable. And what this does is that it allows you to power your camera without your GoPro camera without the battery and battery door. And with this removed, the weight is a lot lighter, especially if you're using a GoPro 9, which is super heavy. And also it allows you to charge your batteries if you decide to leave the batteries in the camera as well. So this improves your flight time, it improves your handling of your drone. If you are using a very lightweight drone like this one here, this 10 FPV is actually designed to run a full GoPro. Yeah, haven't tested it out yet, but it's gonna be fun. Okay, so this is the iFlight cable. Next up we have this is a goggle battery cable, a short goggle battery cable. This is a parallel cable for the XT60. USB-C cable. This is a battery checker. This is a URUAV one. Oh no, this is a XLRKJ1, but it's the same as the URUAV one. The model is MC6S, and this one you just connect your battery directly, and you can see your battery voltage straight up. You don't have to wait. Not like the older type of battery checker. This is a goggle cable as well, the long version of a goggle cable. It's also the same cable we use for my soldering iron, which I will show you guys later. Micro USB cable. This is a smoke stopper. This is called a V-Fly Shot Saver. There's now a version 2 of it with a power switch, I think. It's actually just a very good general precaution to just use this as a first plug-in, no matter how confident you are. Sometimes there can be solder balls, so to prevent that, you use this. With this, you just plug in the LiPo one end. You can see the green light. Okay, so once you plug into your drone, if there is a short circuit, it will come out with a red light and it will immediately stop the current going through. It's a bit different than the normal type of smoke stopper. This is a smart smoke stopper. It's much better. This is a micro SD to SD card adapter. XT60 male to male adapter for reasons. OTG adapter for USB to USB-C. And this is spare screws. Or sometimes you strip your screws. Okay, so this is all on the inside. Let's have a look on the outside. So on the outside, it actually fits a full laptop, 15-inch laptop over here, but in the video I'm not showing it. Sometimes I do carry it, but it's actually quite a tight fit as I have a lot of things here. This is my propeller bag. I'm using Ethics P3 props. And these are the HQ prop 8 blade 89mm for the Protect 35. Honestly, I have no idea what the differences are compared to the stock 3 blades. All I know is the sound is a lot different. I'm still testing it. This just arrived last week. Okay, let's have a look what else is inside. These are waist straps for the bag. So this bag comes with removable waist straps. If you're going hiking, waist straps is extremely useful. Okay, let's start with the outer compartment here first. This is a double-sided tape, double-sided foam tape, cable ties. There will be foam without cable ties. This is spare bicycle tube. This is to wrap the LiPo with tube. This is extra protection for the LiPo, especially when you crash upside down on asphalt. The grinding can easily grind through the protection layer, the cover layer of the LiPo, so this just gives extra protection. This is a crocodile clip to XT60 adapter. With this, it allows me to charge my LiPo using my car battery, or the other way around, I can charge my car batteries with my LiPo charger. In case your battery goes flat, you can just use your LiPo charger to charge your battery. This is a TBS flux. This makes your soldering job much easier, but only use it if it's necessary. You don't want to use too much of it. TBS flux. Also, I'm using the TBS solder lead. The TBS solder lead uses a 63:37 tin to lead ratio. Most of your solder lead is a 60:40 ratio. This melts at a lower temperature, so it also improves your soldering. This is the stand for the soldering iron. This is another spare prop tool. cloth, cleaning cloth for your GoPro, and the iron that I'm using. This is a Secure SQ001, which is basically the same as a TS100. It's basically a clone of that. I'm not sure if they are related, but it performs the same. I'm also using the custom firmware. So this is using the blunt tip. This is the tip that I bought it with. This is the blunt tip. This is very useful if you are soldering XT60 leads or ESC pads or motor pads, as the large tip really transfers the heat that really well. I also have another tip. This is the other tip. This is a very sharp tip, as you can see. This is more suitable for soldering flight controller wires. The large tip, you can solder the wires on the flight controller with it, but it's a bit tricky. And what else is in here? Most of the stuff I had already talked about. Ah yes, last, but it could be the most important. These are ropes. Now, why are ropes very important for FPV, you may ask? Well, if your drone is stuck in the tree and you cannot reach it, this is the last resort. Okay, so that is everything that's inside my bag. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more. If you like what you're seeing, do comment what would you like to see in the next video as well. This is the first time I'm shooting a video studio style. It's not much of a studio, but gets the job done. Okay, thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.